you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Right. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon, members of the media. Thank you very much for coming here this afternoon at fairly short notice. The MSJ decided to come outside the U.S. Embassy today to express our solidarity with the very powerful rebellion that is taking place in the United States that started over the murder by a policeman and joined in by other police officers of George Floyd. We are here to say that Black Lives Matter. We are here to say no to racism wherever and whenever it appears. We are here to say no to injustice anywhere and everywhere. And certainly the issues that have arisen in the United States demands our solidarity. MSJ is about solidarity, that's one of our core principles, but also very importantly, there's a huge Caribbean diaspora. We all have family in the United States. Some of us have parents, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, former co-workers, former neighbors, siblings who live in the United States. And therefore, they too are subjected to the kind of racism every day in the United States. And we have come here to say, outside the U.S. Embassy, that the United States today is at a critical juncture with a man like Donald Trump in the White House, himself a racist, a misogynist, someone who, in the face of the pain and hurt being felt by millions of people in the United States, all he has to say is, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, which is an old racist chant by a former police officer in redneck South USA. And then he wants to talk about dominating and bringing out the military to repress the demonstrations. But that is the opposite of democracy, and therefore the United States cannot lecture us. They have no moral authority to speak about democracy, about rights, civil rights, human rights, people's rights, or any such thing like that. And so we are here to say that we are in solidarity. Significantly, we are the first and perhaps the only political party so far in Trinidad and Tobago to make a statement. And what is happening is that in the Caribbean, we are now seeing important voices being raised. Professor Hilary Beckles, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Darren Sammy, former captain of the West Indies cricket team, and others are beginning to raise their voices. Bishop Clyde Harvey, an important cleric, has raised his voice. And we are therefore seeing different sections of the society. We know the trade unions have also made statements. Different sections of the society are speaking out here in the Caribbean in solidarity, because this is not just a George Floyd issue. This is not just even a United States issue. This is a global issue. And it is an issue as well of injustice, of poverty, of economic policies that result in wealth and income being hugely unequal. We're talking about discrimination and injustice in terms of healthcare, where people of color are dying disproportionately of COVID in the United States, in the UK and elsewhere. We're talking about problems of housing and of the criminal justice system and so many other things, of violence being done to people who are being historically exploited from slavery to now. And here in Trinidad and Tobago, we also have to recognize that we have a lot of injustice, discrimination, inequality, and so we also have to fight against injustice here in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is our message here today outside the U.S. Embassy, to tell the representative of Mr. Trump that what his statement was yesterday is just not good, because the person who represents, the person who appointed him, the President of the United States, is a racist and someone who is creating more division and hate in the United States, and who is supporting white supremacy in the United States. And we are here to oppose that totally.
Mr. Abdulah, I know that your views on the United States sanctioning Venezuela. I mean, I know what those views are, but in light of what is going on in the United States, given that they are dealing with something like this, you did say that they don't have the moral authority. How do you feel about, you know, they policing other countries while this is happening in the United States?
The United States is totally hypocritical. And so we say to them, before you try to take the splinter out of somebody else's eye, take the huge beam out of your own eye. The United States society